Chekon, Executive Advisor to the Executive Director, Reliance Industries Limited, a man of excellence and achiever, withholder of various degrees from India, USA, UK, Japan, Belgium. He has won many awards. One of them is the Stevie Award, called as Oscar of Corporate World for Reliance in Best Company category in New York. Can we hear it for them, please? May I now request our Vice Principal Ma'am, Mrs. Jayashree Chararia, to escort and felicitate Mr. Mohan Bajaj and Mrs. Seema Bajaj. Mr. Mohan Bajaj, the owner of G.Tex Prints Private Limited, a successful industrialist in the textile industry. Can we hear it for him, please? May I now request our Administrator, Mr. Ajay Singh, to escort and felicitate Mr. Ashok Kanungo. He is the Secretary for Educational Trust, a very dedicated social worker, runs a hospital for the needy people involved in textile business, attached to the Lion Clubs since many years. Can we hear it for him, please? Let the claps be a little louder. May I now request our Assistant Director, Mr. Pranay Jardosh, to escort and felicitate Mrs. Varsha Kakaria, the Chairperson of G.D.Goenka International School, Surat, Trustee of the Ashirwad Kelwani Public Charitable Trust. Can we have a loud round of applause for her, please? May I now request Mr. Rakesh Asthana to say a few words.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I must thank the management for inviting me to this beautiful surroundings. In fact, I must confess that I am yet to see a school with such beautiful surroundings, logistics, infrastructure, and I must admit that there is a class reflected everywhere. The schools produce future citizens for the country. But unfortunately, these days the schools are becoming merely factories for producing citizens. Very few schools are there who pay special attention to the extracurricular and co-curricular activities. And looking into this infrastructure, I firmly believe that this school also pays a lot of attention towards the extracurricular and co-curricular activities, besides providing the best possible education to the children here. This is an excellent opportunity for the parents whose wards are admitted here in this school to look forward to the future of their children, because I'm quite confident that the character and personality building which takes place here will definitely churn out the best possible citizen for the country from this school. I once again thank all of you for inviting me here. I'm yet to watch the function. Parents must be eager to see their children on the stage performing. So I must not take much of your time. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We are equally honored to have you here with us today. May I now request Mr. Shikhan to say a few words.
Honorable Chief Guest, sir, distinguished audience, and the distinguished guests on the dais, and to all the children and faculty and the management of this institution, a very good evening. In fact, I'm here amongst you today, and I'm glad I could be a part of this institution. For some of you young children, this could be the first annual day that you're participating. So it's understandable that if you are a little anxious to enjoy the program, and hence I would not encroach much of your curiosity for long. I can imagine there are some seniors who are sitting here with just one more year to go, and no matter in whatever grade you are, some of you are probably wishing, when can I reach home to watch the cartoon programs, just to have a pleasant nap in the bed. Anyway, it's a similar feeling, we also have gone through. And I do remember, when I was young, I was a child, I was very naughty. In fact, it was from my parents, from my family. They always taught me something about life. They mentioned life can definitely be a picnic, only if you understand the responsibility that you as a student have to execute during your student life. So I'm here to have a few words about how responsible everyone should be in this very important phase of their life. You might have heard many speeches about schooling, education, the responsibility of parents, the responsibility of teachers, the responsibility of the government, and the responsibility of every other person in society towards administering and deploying the education mechanisms in any country as big as our country. You might have heard about parents and governments being held responsible for the, education, lacunas in the education system in the country. But at the end of the day, how much responsibility that you give, you can have the most dedicated teachers, you can have the most supportive parents, you can have the best schools in the world, and none of it is going to matter till the time every single student of the institution understands what is his responsibility towards himself and the nation and the bigger purview. And that's what I want to focus in my small speech today evening. I want to actually bring about your focus towards the responsibility that you have in your student life, which is the most important aspect of you becoming a success tomorrow in your careers and supporting this nation. Maybe you could become a good writer, but maybe you can even write a book or articles in a newspaper. You cannot realize that until and unless you can write a good essay in one of the English classes that you have in this institution. Maybe you can become an innovator or an inventor, an Edison or an Einstein. Maybe you can even come up with the next iPhone or any of those new medicines or vaccines that will hold most of the diseases which are threatening human life today. But will not have till the time you do a project good in one of the science classes that you have in this institution. Maybe you could become a senior Supreme Court judge, but you might not know that until you are on the student governance and the other committees that you have in this institution. Maybe you could become the next Sachin Tendulkar. Maybe you could become, the next Hrithik Roshan or A.R. Rahman or a rock star, whatever. But that will only be realized until and unless you become a good performer of one of those musical and extracurricular activities that you have as a part of your curriculum. So no matter what you want to become in your life, I guarantee that you will need education at each and every step that you take in your life, beginning today. So it is as important for your life and your own future. What you make of your education will decide nothing less than the future of this country and the future of humanity in the bigger perspective. What you're learning in school today will determine whether we as a nation will be able to deliver what is required for us to become a superpower or the so-called BRICS economy leader tomorrow, which we are being projected as. You'll need the knowledge and problem-solving skills. You'll need all those insights and critical thinking skills which are part of your social studies. You'll need the global mindset that you're being exposed to when you're sent to annual visits overseas and in India. We need every single one of you who would be able to develop those skills and serve the nation and the humanity at large. I was fortunate when I had second chances, and many of people have a lot of opportunities to do some things in their lives. Not many of them get the second chances. But at the end of the day, the circumstances of your life, what you look like, where you come from, how much money you go into put into the education, they would not do any excuse. That's no excuse for you neglecting your homework or having a bad attitude. That's not excuse for talking back to your teacher. That's why today I'm calling on each one of you to set your goals for your education. Success comes with hardship. And you won't necessarily succeed at everything the very first time. And we have many examples of that. Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. We have Thomas Edison, who had failed about 9,000 times before actually his work became successful. From these successful people, we have plenty of things that we need to learn and that to adopt in the long education before we actually become some delivering part of the society. Apart from the various aspects of being responsible in your classrooms, I have also come across some things which I would like to mention about the performance and assessments that we do. These performance, where do you take and where would they actually position you in your careers? Whether you will end up in one of those best universities in the schools, which are abroad, or in India, which are ranked as the best ranking schools as per the QS World University rankings. Some of the universities I would like to mention is the University of Cambridge in US, UK, the Harvard University, the MIT US, Yale University, University of Oxford in UK, Imperial College of London. All of them, they have 28% of the toppers at the Cambridge universities are from international schools. So that way you have already a big opportunity for you when you are a part of this institution. So young children and the parents, all of us, when we are sitting here, I will bring to your notice that being a part of an international school already has put you in this capacity, wherein you have a lot of opportunity that you can develop the talent which is required to be successful. And the international mindedness which is coming up as a part of the various new curriculums that we are going to have, as a part of Ivy curriculum that you might go into as a school. And